Hey guys, welcome back to another How We Made video on a nice gloomy day in the UK. James from Tender here, and we are going to chat through our song from our new record called Smile When You Wake Up. This song is about having a kid and sort of your love being sort of spread thinner, if you will, between your partner and your child, and things just getting difficult. But at the end of the day, the small gestures of love that they show, making it all so worth it. So yeah, let's jump in, shall we? What have we got? Okay, so this time I'm just gonna, instead of starting with the drums like we normally do, let's start with, it's kind of this keys synth miscellaneous category right we've got right here that starts the song off. It's really this sample here. Cool, that really, yeah, the progression was there, it sounded great. I've added a bit of filter freak from Sound Toys and a bit of effects rack. Let me take those off so you can hear it without. It's got that just resampled, cool, just love that feel, a bit of sparkle. And then I added this, for the intro, I added this little Pansori sort of flute sample. Which added just a whole different character to it. And this was sort of coming together before any other element, so just the vibe was feeling good straight off the bat. And then we have some sort of delay feedbacky sounds coming, whooshing in. And a bit of a rise. And then we're in. Cool, before we get to that section, let's take a look at what else is going on. So within the keys, we've got that main sample, obviously. When it comes in, the filter drops out, so it's a bit more explosive. So we've got the main sample. And we have this really cool brass sample with some chorus. Got some Valhalla vintage reverb. There's a bit of EQ, I don't think it's doing anything. So that adds some real power. There's another brass sample here. So there's just those brass samples with the main sample. Cool, yeah, just it's not really Motowny, but it's got that sort of just big bandiness I really liked. Felt really cool and powerful. So without those, let's take a listen to what else is going on. I'll just mute those for now so we can hear what else is going on. Cool, so yeah, we've got a held note, this, just a pad, adding some more tension, some cinematic sort of tension. This little ARP sound, which is it's kind of cool in response to this brass sound. And then we got a nice Wurlitzer. Kind of, it's got some tremolator on there, sound toys. It's a bit of Echo Boy, which I think is just like doing a real short slap sound and adding a bit of character saturation. The Wurlitzer itself is a Arturia one, which I like these things. They come with a few pedals and some good presets to get you started, and you can tweak around it. And they all just sound really nice and vintage, if you will. Yeah, it's a vibe. And then we've got this Mellotron, which I love using these. Just doing the chord progression. That is this guy, another Arturia emulator, which again just using I think one of the stock presets and then tweaking it a little bit. I can't see what the preset is now, but there's this like flute patch, which I think it's like one of the first ones when you open it up, and I always just love the tone of it. There's some really good stuff on there, but I use that a lot, just sort of layer with other things. So yeah, that's the keys really. That whole, really building off that sample, and adding the ambience and the atmosphere for the whole track really. I'll just show you the progression and the drum part without those keys, and to show you how much it really adds to it on this song. It's without keys. Give them the keys. So yeah, it changes the feel of the tune, It's pretty much it. It's got this later on in the song. It's sort of weird, almost siren-y synth again. Some really trumpet patch with like some like tremolo and some other things going on there. Primal tap. That's the towel. What else? Oh, we got the lead synth following the melodies. But yeah, that's it for the keys really. And even for like the miscellaneous effect sounds, it's just a few risers, a few sort of delay, sweeping sort of sounds. Other than that, it's pretty light on stuff, which is unusual. So let's go back to where we would normally start, and we'll check out the drums. That's where we sort of seem to be starting recently. So again, this was program drums and then live drums later down the line. These are the program drums. Here's just the main drum loop, very tight, real pa to the snare. Then it has this cool little percussion loop, which sounds really cool. Got sort of like the washboardy sound to it, but it feels really good. The rhythm feels cool. And then that's in the verses, the same sort of drum sound. I think I've just filtered it. Yeah, taken out some of that high end and added a couple of claps, just bringing it down. There's another percussion loop there for the verses. Oh, and this percussion loop as well, like, is automated with, you can hear there it's got a decapitator. So the mix on the decapitator, I think let's have a look. It's got Punish on, and it's it's nearly full, so it's, full whack, but I've got the mix right down, and it is rolling up with, and it's also got an Echo Boy doing, again, that is the mix of the Echo Boy doing a bit of a longer delay, so as the distortion and the echo towards the end of the phrase. Yeah, that just felt cool, like a cool way to go into the chorus. And it's just using that percussion loop from the verse, but with Decapitator and Echo Boy doing the heavy lifting. So yeah, that's the program drums, which was the basis of the song for a long time, until we went and added our live drums after the fact. Here we go. Yeah, they're pretty compressed and tightened. Yeah, I mean, Nathan would have taken these and made them sound better for sure, but they were sounding really cool. I really like the way they sounded, mixing them in with the samples and the programming. Skip forward a little bit. Like I say on all of these, it was just really adding that human element and just the feel of it, just adding some variation, because you can feel a bit stodgy sometimes with these samples, and it's just the variation, adding in those fills and things like that. It just adds so much to the song, I think. But yeah, that's the drums. There's not much. It doesn't really go further than that. It's pretty stock the whole way through, and just keeping that beat. So cool. Let's look at the bass guitars. When I say bass guitars, bass guitar. There's only one. It's just plodding along. Let's take a listen. Always sounds so messy when you play on its own. I promise you, it doesn't sound too bad in the mix. So yeah, that's the same sort of sound I've used before. I won't go into it too much because we've talked over this preset, but has a little bit of chorus on it. But I was just going for that sort of bunky, walky bass sound, and yeah, it sort of works with the beat, with a few sort of runs here and there, just to add variation. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah, really sort of dead sounding, I'll just go with that tight kit. Yeah, other than that, it's when we come to the chorus, we got this Moog bass V3 again, the Arturia Moog V3, just adding that sort of underbelly to what is quite a mid-rangey sort of bass tone, I think, just to add some of that real low-end sub, which is just going through a channel strip, and it's got a bit of side chain, I think, compression on there, just to give it some pulse. But yeah, that's it really for basses. Few runs in there. yeah, there you go. You get the picture, really. Just sticking with the same progression. You don't really need to change and deviate, I don't think, for songs. You just keep the vibe. Right, let's take a look at the guitars. Again, this, like the other songs on this record, it kind of feels like it's a guitar song first and foremost, rather than a sort of a synth led. And now we start with the keys and how they the samples are like the main sort of part, and how that really adds the character of the song. But the backbone of it and the heavy lifting has really come from the guitars again, I think. So we've got these acoustics here. What have we got going on? Let's take a listen. Cool, that's what's going on in the intro. Just the acoustics. I think one is... trying to work out what the difference is. This one seems a bit like it's a bit distorted. I've got a Studer on there with a bit of saturation, and it feels a little more high-endy EQ, a bit more highs, and this has got a bit more body to it, this one. But I blended them somehow, so I obviously felt that they both had a place. Yeah, I thought there would be some electric guitar there, but there's not. It's till the verses. And we have this little noodle, seedy little noodle. Which follows the vocal. I think that's just like a one-take little thing that I was just noodling around with, and it just ended up staying. And that's got this guitar tone is just a Logic amp, and then really leaning into this UAD Brigade chorus. You can do it with any chorus, but just really heavily chorused, and a bit of primal tap, adding another bit of element of sort of wobble, and the RC20 as well, adding that sort of detuning. So it sounds, yeah, a bit out of tune. And that's layered with this guy, which is a more straight shooting guitar. It's got a bit of tremolo and a bit of spring, but not a lot of high. It's quite mid range, not high endy. That's rolled off a little bit. So yeah, that's the verses, and then choruses. What we got? Acoustic progression again, and then spring reverb. Oh, there's a shred. Before we get into that little shred, we've got just the main guitar stabs. That's being done with a Fender amp, I think. Well, when I say Fender, I mean a Logic amp. Fender rip-off, Logic rip-off of a Fender amp. Spring reverb's all coming from the amp. It's quite high. And the gain is coming from a little bit of clip distortion. And look at the EQ on it. It's just all the highs rolled off, all the lows sort of rolled off. I think it was a preset, and it came like this, and I was like, that's mental, but it sounds cool in the mix. Like, it seems weird to roll off that much high and low, but yeah, just for that stabby spring sound is great. It sounds fairly heinous when you listen to it on its own, that little shred. But in the mix, it sounds pretty cool. I think again, just noodling away when you listen to the whole. buried in the mix, but it's just like kind of ear candy. It's like, oh, what was that? Shred in the background. So yeah, for guitars, that's kind of it really. We've got nice soft acoustics for the middle eight. Just tinkling away. That was all done on the on my Guild acoustic that I got just before this record that I spoke about on the last videos. And like I said, I just got a new toy, wanted to add it to everything, so it's plastered all over this record. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for guitars. Oh, we got this little wonky bit at the end, which follows the lead synth. That's done with that same chorusy sort of sound from the verse, but it sounds like I've put on a whammy. Yeah, there's a whammy pedal on a Logic pedal board. It's just a Logic's own one, and that's got a tuning, so like 2 octaves, no, just 1 octave up. So it's doing the high. Is this one doing the low? No, both doing highs, but they're just pan left and right, which is cool. Forgot I did that. So yeah. Yeah, there's really not too much to this song, so I think we're going to blast through. We're on the vocals. Let's check out the vocals. Again, re-recorded some of these vocals, but most of them are demo vocals.
We've been living in the same house.
They're nice and dry, and there's not a lot of wash to them.
So damn hot for us to speak now.
Which I would have been tempted to do before, sort of bury them a bit more in reverb or layers, but yeah, just...
Oh. Ever since you came along.
We've got a main, left and a right, sort of panned. We've got falsettos.
Love is gone. It's just on hold.
Falsettos doing left and right, and we've got a little harmony there every now and again.
It's just on hold. Hold. Crazy.
And you've got the chorus.
She's really got me going crazy.
So in the chorus it's the same again, just mains and then falsettos, but I think I've had another layer of falsettos here just to add a bit more space. These falsettos I think they've got a bit more effects going on. They've got a spring box, so a bit more reverb. And just doubling them up because I kind of wanted the falsetto to be like the lead of the chorus there. Then there's these backing vocals, ad-libs I've got them under doing.
I'm crazy lately, baby.
Just some weird shit going on basically, and that's the channels. There's nothing on the channel. It's all on the bass. I've just got pitch correct going on. CLA vocals, which I really like this plugin for like backing vocals and stuff, and you can't really be bothered to add things onto every single channel. Sometimes it's just easier just to do it on the bass and just put something like this on it, face to face preset. Roll down the volume because it's super loud, and it's just like nicely compressed, and it's like it sets you up, and then you can go and add your whatever effects you want later on. This has got some Valhalla on it, and what's this one? Valhalla Room as well, but this Room is like a short gated reverb, so yeah, almost kind of like slappy. But I have this altar boy on these bits. And that's got the formant shifted down a little bit. We talked about that before, which is nice just to add a different tone to a voice, like a backing vocal or something, so it does sound like someone else is doing it, or a collection of people are doing it. I feel like that always helps. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of the vocal. The main vocals have the same I was talked about before, channel strip, 1176 doing the compression, a bit of sibilance, taking some of that high-end stuff out. Falsetto, again, same channel strip, 76. Yeah, there's really not much in terms of processing on that. I have on the vocal bus in general, I've got a little bit of EQ, bit of compression, bit of soothe. This little guy, which is a bit of a cheat tool sometimes, IDX Dynamics, which I think it just like adds another stage of compression. Which I'm sure Nathan in the mix stage probably took out, and again he has his own vocal chains for this stuff. You will listen to the references and definitely like get that general vibe, but I'm sure he puts it through some other nice things to make it sound wonderful. But that's the vocal really. There isn't much else to it. I think there's some reverby bits like that in the in the middle eight, but that really is that's it.
She's really got me going crazy.
And then we went and added the one from Marion again. Just bring the vibe and make me sound better for sure. Let's take a listen. Let's look at what Marion's got going on. I think it's very similar to what we talked about before, but we've got a low and a high in the... She only comes in on the pre-choruses here.
Ever since you came along,
I'll put it with mine.
don't think that our love is gone. It's just on hold.
Just adds so much character, and there's a new element and some new space there, which she's got. Very simple. There's barely anything on there. There's just a bit of pitch correction, very light bit of EQ, very light bit of compressor, and these are just the Logic stuff, you know. There's just like basic EQ and compression. That low one doesn't even have any reverbs or anything on it. Then we got the high one again, bit of compression, bit of EQ, bit of pitch correction, and then for the effects we got that spring box again, spring reverb, and we've got this Hitsville one we talked about before, which is a UAD plugin, kind of that Motown-y chamber reverb, old school sounding thing, just nice characterful reverb. And then in the choruses, she does another low and high. So we've got, let's have a listen.
Crazy.
She's really got me going crazy.
That's her low vocal.
Lately.
And that's there's four layers of that. I just really wanted to beef it out and make it very like gang, like, you know. She's got, and then there's again with the high vocal another four.
Crazy. She's really got me going crazy.
Like really had to really like pronounce the words and staccato it. It just felt cool with the character of the song, and yeah, that's got the reverbs on there, the Hitsville, and there's a little bit of Echo Boy with a little bit of delay, and yeah, that's it. She does the ad libs as well for me, which, as you can hear, have a shit ton of space echo on there, and yeah, the hits feel reverb. But let's just listen to the vocals and the chorus on their own soloed. Where we at? Here we go.
Crazy. She's really got me going crazy lately, baby. I'll always be by your side. I never wanna see you cry. I never wanna see you cry.
Yeah, so that's the vocals, as you can hear, or as you can see. It's just a lot of layers, and there's not so much going on each layer, but it's just stacking them up, and it feels good when you do it like that, I think. But the verses are a bit more exposed. I know there's still like 5 layers or so on the vocal, but it doesn't feel like that when you're playing it.
Sometimes it's so easy.
It feels quite intimate and close, you know.
When you smile, when you wake up.
But those re-recordings of, like, you know, the layers, they're like bang on exactly the same. So it just adds a little bit of character rather than. And I think I've mixed the center vocal quite loud in comparison to the left and right. So yeah, the verse is nice and intimate, and then the chorus is nice and big and shouty and groupy. But that's it. That really is the tune, really. So I'm just thinking if there's anything else to talk about. I think that is probably it. Let's just take one more listen to this a little bit there. So yeah, thank you again for joining me on this journey, if you will. This is definitely one of my favourite songs from the record. So hope you like it as much as we do. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.